There's a lot of new data that suggests that Dogecoin and the entire market are going to the moon by the end of this year. So, let's talk a bit more about it. Before we go any further, please keep in mind that we're giving away $500 to a random subscriber. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on your favorite crypto. Read our description for more info about it. Now, let's get started with today's video. Let's talk about Dogecoin's price for a minute. On Friday, Dogecoin retraced to the 19.6 cents level. This week, the level has been a key support, which it has challenged many times. With this, Dogecoin formed a triple bottom formation just below the 20-cent mark. Technical traders view the pattern as positive. If it is acknowledged, Dogecoin's price may reverse and rise. Right now, Dogecoin is trading below the 8-day and 21-day exponential moving averages, with the 8-day EM going lower than the 21-day, both of which are bearish indications. It is also trading below the 200-day simple moving average, indicating a negative overall mood. Bulls want to see large amounts of bullish volume come in and break Dogecoin out of the triple bottom, but they are facing opposition around 23 cents and 27 cents. Bears want to see significant bearish volume push Dogecoin below the 19.6 cents barrier. If Dogecoin loses its support level, it may fall all the way to 16 cents. Now, as I said, there's a lot of data that suggests that this won't happen. If we talk about its correlation with Bitcoin, it's still very strong at 0.91. And this is highly bullish for Doge because we can see it go to the moon this year simply because of this. An important finding for Bitcoin was that according to Glassnode, there are now less Bitcoin in a highly liquid condition than there were during the December 2018 collapse. If we dive further into the data, it becomes clear that this is extremely positive not only for Bitcoin, but also for the rest of the market. This is because it indicates that there are less BTC to buy, despite the big price drop. Talking about China, take a look at this. I'm sure this is going to change your perspective about the potential outcome of the China ban. So we know that Bitcoin plummeted 5% as a result of reports that the People's Bank of China has ruled all crypto transactions unlawful. Now, this isn't the first time China has done something like this. Let's start from 2009. When blockchain-based digital currencies were still in their infancy, in 2009, China's Ministry of Culture and Ministry of Commerce prohibited the use of virtual currency for the exchange of physical commodities. And in 2013, the PBOC barred Chinese financial institutions from processing Bitcoin transactions after describing Bitcoin as a currency with no actual significance. And then 2 years later, a false news article published on the Sina Weibo website stated that China's central bank planned to prohibit all Bitcoin transactions in the nation in less than a month. And then in September, the Chinese government formally prohibited exchanges from servicing domestic customers. The PBOC declared that Chinese residents would not be permitted to finance initial coin offerings. And then in January 2018, it was reported that Chinese citizens were responsible for a drop in key crypto values. And then another report in April 2019 indicated that the government body was contemplating banning mining in the nation again. Following this, the PBOC stated that crypto trade will be disposed of immediately upon detection. The point is that there have been 11 messages directly from Chinese and Hong Kong regulators enforcing or hinting at a ban on crypto, exchanges, or mining. And despite all this, cryptos like Bitcoin have risen back every single time. So I think this is the time to have diamond hands. About China's ban, we got a really bullish message from Michael Saylor too. He said that nothing has produced more wealth in the last decade than Chinese banned technologies. Talking a bit more about its price, after the recent sell-off, Bitcoin has stabilized above the 40K support level. It is down around 11% over the last week. Because of these pressures from China, OKEx and Huobi's Bitcoin volumes have decreased from 30% of the global Bitcoin volumes to only 10% in 2019. Still, a lot of analysts are bullish about it. The CEO of Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management said that China's ban is going to be great news for the entire market. He also said that the last thing we want is for China to get involved in a global currency. The fundamental issue is one of control, and what governments don't like about Bitcoin is that it takes control of people's monetary futures away from governments and places it in the hands of individuals. And that is exactly what is occurring right now. Even a 1% investment in Bitcoin for the ordinary investor would definitely drive Bitcoin up 5 times or 10 times. So, China's move essentially isolates them from the future monetary system. Now, let's talk about some more interesting news for Dogecoin and cryptos from today. A new study found that the average portfolio size on an Australian crypto exchange has increased from $577 to around $2,100. This represents a 258% rise in portfolio holdings. The exchange's transaction data also revealed a tendency of increasing investment demand with age. According to BTC market statistics on Australia's average initial investment, investors over the age of 65 have invested the most, which is around 3.2K and the most of any group. This is incredible because the older generation has a lot of money lying around in the form of pension money. And if they're choosing to invest it in crypto, that's a really good sign. Now, another news for crypto adoption came from the UAE. So, crypto popularity in the Middle East is at an all-time high. The Securities and Commodities Authority of the UAE has inked an agreement with the Dubai World Trade Center Authority. This agreement intends to facilitate crypto regulation and trade in the DWTCA's economic free zone. This just means that we'll see a lot more money coming into the market from UAE. And another bullish news came from Cathie Wood. Her firm ARK Invest has increased its support for Jack Dorsey's social media platform. Now, the most recent large share buy occurred just one day after Twitter stated that BTC tips would be permitted. This is incredible because out of around 50 companies that they've invested in, the social networking platform has become ARK's third largest stake. This just means that Cathie Wood is really bullish on Bitcoin, and it's great because she's one of the smartest investors out there. Her firm, ARK Invest, has given incredible returns to its investors, so I'd say that she knows what she's doing. Moving on, some really great news came out for Dogecoin. Despite recent regulatory issues, India is the country with the most holders, with 100 million users, or 7.3% of the entire population. The top 10 countries with the most holders include a surprising number of emerging countries. Pakistan is also in the top 10, with over 9 million crypto users. If you're curious, the United States ranks second with 27.5 million users. That's a lot less than India at over 100 million users. It's great for Doge because Doge, with its cheap price, is naturally more appealing to people in these developing nations. This suggests that we could see a lot of money coming into Doge from countries like India. Coming back to Bitcoin, I am positive about it as long as support remains above $40,000. Overcoming this support could see it fall below $37,000. Once we establish a higher high and closed over 52.8K, there is a strong possibility that Bitcoin will rise to $80,000 to $100,000. Now, let's talk about perhaps the most important data for Bitcoin. According to Glassnode, the new all-time high for Bitcoin Lightning Network consists of 72.3K open payment channels, which it reached only recently. And this is a 226% increase over the steady baseline of 32,000 channels introduced in 2019 and 2020. So, as I said, crypto's adoption is rapidly increasing, and this is proof of that. And because of all this, it looks like Doge and other cryptos are definitely going to the moon this year. And this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Goodbye. Take care.